Good morning. Welcome to another Wednesday Inspiration Nugget. A.W. Tozer once made a great statement. He said the following. He said, "The most important thing about you is what you think about when you think about God." Wow, what a question. And I want to ask you, as you're watching this, as you're listening to this, what do you think about? What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about who God is? The Bible is pretty clear about one thing and God has many attributes about him. But 1 John 4, I just want to read this. 1 John 4 verse 8 says the following. "He who does not love does not know God, for God is love." Such a powerful statement saying here that God, in all of who he is encompassed in this one word, that God is love. And I want to ask you, do you experience God in this way? What is the first thing? Do you think about God as the judge, God as one who's checking you out, who's maybe measuring your sin and your good works and saying you've done more sin than good works? So, God is an accountant God, or God is a doomsday God. He's just out to judge and come back and bring fire and brimstone and judge? Or is God is he the happy-go-lucky God who doesn't really care? He's with you sometimes. He's like a surfer dude. He's here and there. He's just your friend. He's everyone's buddy. Or what do you think about God when you think about him? How do you experience him in his fullness, in his realness? And I want to say one thing about God is that God is love. And I want to say to you and encourage you this morning that God is for you. We're going through this beautiful series in church at the moment, and we're starting with the fact that God came. He's the one who came, and then he's the one who died. We're going to look at that this Sunday. And then next Sunday, it's Resurrection Sunday, where we're celebrating God's death, Jesus' death and resurrection. He's the one who rose again from the dead, who conquered death. And then the last Sunday of this month, we're looking at God who's coming back. He's coming back for his bride. He's the only one who's coming back. But in these four sessions, we're looking at the gospel in all its fullness. But all of this is because of one thing, that God is love. That is why he came. That is why he died. That is why he rose again. And that is why he's coming back, because he is love. And all of us are growing in this thing called love, because the verse just before this says, "Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God." And then it says, if you don't love, you don't know God. And all of us cannot love perfectly. We cannot love each other. We cannot even love God back perfectly. But we are growing in this love. But the more we see, friends, that God is love, the more we'll become loving. The more we'll love ourselves, the more we'll love other people, and the more we can love God back. God wants us just to receive his love, because the only way we can love God back and obey him and do the things he's called us to do is when we experience his face shining upon us, the fact that he's for us, the fact that he really loves us, and he wants to change the stuff that's not right in our lives. That's very clear. God does not tolerate sin in our lives. He doesn't just say, you know what, it's okay. God doesn't say it's okay. His grace is sufficient to change us, to transform us into loving people, where we can love him back, we can love ourselves, and we can love the other people in our lives, especially the difficult people, the enemies. The epitome of love is when we can love our enemies. Isn't that beautiful? When we can love the most difficult people in our lives, our enemies, we can love them, because God is love. And I want to encourage you this morning. I want to challenge you. Look to the God of love. He is love. He is love, and he's for you, and he's with you, and he really wants to show you how much he loves you. Because the Bible clearly says God is love. And out of that place, we can love. So thank God today that he's love. Thank him that he's for you. And thank him that you can grow in this beautiful love through the revelation of who Jesus Christ is. Because he's the epitome, he's the full expression of the love of the Father in heaven. May God bless you today as you bask in his love, as you experience his love, because that is who he is. God is love. Amen. God bless you.